A lot of catching up to do with this cabin, vent lines today, and we're gonna start staining some trim boards and just kind of do a bunch of odds and ends things that need to get done and just knock this stuff out.
You almost have to like step on the tree branch to get unstuck because the mud is just like sucking you in.
Yeah, I lost my boot.
Hey darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey darling, we could get out of town. See the
Good morning, guys. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to be working on the cabin for a little bit because the roads are getting a lot better to where we can get up and down the mountain without fear of getting stuck. We have a lot of catching up to do with this cabin. We should have already been done with it, but since all the weather and everything, it's kind of put like a hold on a few of the projects and everything like that just because we couldn't get up here. We're here today. We're going to do a lot of stuff. We got to get rid of that that dump. And later on today, Larry's going to come back up to the property, I think, and he's going to grade out our pad, because if you saw in our last video, he cleared the trees and everything like that where our apartment's going to go. So now we just need to put it at grade, and then we just got to let it thaw out, and then we can dig for footings. The new build is started. We're super excited, but we got to get this done so that we can put all of our focus and time on our homestead, on our apartment. So this is kind of hanging over our heads, but we're gonna knock this out, do as good a job as we can. We're gonna start with vent lines today, and we're gonna start staining some trim boards and just kind of do a bunch of odds and ends things that need to get done and just knock this stuff out.
Stain up this pine wood, and we're going to use the natural color. That's what they're using in all the cabins. So let's get to work.
We're in the bathroom, and this cabinet it's not deep enough, so we're gonna make it work. So I'm trying to figure out exactly how much room I need to like fur out the cabinet from the wall. I have the sink and the faucet in here, so I'm measuring everything to see exactly what I need, and then I can start building, I guess, like a shim from the wall to the cabinet. And then we're also going to put a base on it and raise it up about 3.5 inches. Here, let me show you guys the sink. So it's exactly like 17 inches, actually like 15.5.
20 inches?
I think probably 20 is good, and that'll give us a little play on either side, maybe. I don't know. We have to do, there's also some plumbing in there. We got to kind of maneuver around, because that was the only place for me to put it, was straight through the ground. I might have to like make it maybe 7 inches out. I don't know. We'll see. I'll go measure it and figure it out. I'm gonna go figure out exactly the measurement, and then I'm gonna start building that thing. So 23.5, and that's 15, so about 8 inches. I think that'll be it. You can see the drain right here. It's just kind of like I just put it there when I was putting it up, and maybe I should have done it later or put it back further, but that's where I decided to put it at the time, and now we're fighting with it to make it work, but I think it'll be fine. So we went with all black fixtures in this cabinet. This is a vessel sink that's going to be sitting on top of the concrete countertops that are going to be on that cabinet in the bathroom. And then we just have this little spout sink. I thought it was cool. Amazon special. Anyway, so I'm trying to just like kind of do like an idea of what it's supposed to look like, and then I can measure the dimensions, and I know how far. The cabinet is definitely wide enough. It's way wider than it needs to be. Just the depth, I'm just trying to figure out exactly how deep I need the cabinet to be, and then I'll start making that stuff.
I personally think it's out really far. There's just like not a ton of space in this bathroom, period. If that's where it needs to go to make it work right, then I understand.
I mean, I could put it back further, but then I'd have to go all the way past all those lines, and then it would only be out like another 4.5 inches. So then it'll be 19.5. So I mean, it would still work, but it would be a lot tighter of a space to work with. All right, so we decided to cut a hole for the drain pipe all the way through the back and the bottom, and just kind of slide it in. That way we can get the right gap that we want, or the depth, because if it was sitting on the outside of it, it was too much, and on the inside of everything, it was not enough. So we had to kind of make it work. So we got about 5.25 inches, which will make it a 20-inch deep cabinet, which is perfect. So it'll give us 3 inches of wiggle room from front to back with the sink and the faucet. Now we can go ahead and build this like shim back here, but put it all together. This little like shim thing. It's exactly 5 inches, which I just used a 2x4 on end and then a 2x4 top. And yeah, that's it. We're actually gonna put TNG on the sides of this to kind of like give it the cabin feel, and it's gonna hide all this anyways. We're gonna mount this little shim piece to the wall, and then once that's done, then we'll be able to mount the cabinet to that.
All right. What are you eating? What is it?
I won't tell you.
You're not gonna tell me? What's your favorite food?
Taco.
Tacos? You like tacos the most?
Tacos and breakfast burritos.
Breakfast burritos too? What kind of breakfast burritos?
Sausage in it.
Sausage and eggs? Yum, that sounds delicious
And
right
cheese.
now. And cheese. Okay.
And 7 3/4, so half an inch off. That's level. Cabinet mounted completely to the wall. We ran all the plumbing, put the vessel sink on top just to see what type of space we have. And I think it looks pretty good. Like we have a couple inches in the front, we got about 4 inches in the back. We can put the faucet and everything. I think this will work. And now we're gonna move on to the next thing.
All right, do we want to tell the people what the next thing is?
What?
Do you want to tell the people what the next thing you're gonna work on is?
Oh. We're gonna install the vent for the entire cabin. Drilling a 2-inch hole, a 2.5-inch hole down here, and I'm gonna go up, and then there's a hole right up there that's gonna vent out of the roof. Then draining sewage, I don't even know what I'm saying, will be done.
All right.
It's been a long day.
Break.
Cabin right now, if you remember from our last episodes, did all this drainage and stuff. This right here we left open. This is our vent. We are going to attach this right here to this, and that's going up out of the cabin.
Larry had came up to the cabin as well because he's digging something for the water and all that. And Bubba's getting to ride on the excavator, which is super cool. Like, we would never do this in the city. Like, what little kid doesn't love heavy machinery?
Wrapping up our work at the cabin today. Put the cabinet in, we put the vent line in. We got the propane water heater right here we're going to install, or we were going to, but we didn't have the fittings. Hopefully tomorrow or the next day we can install that. And that is gonna go right here above the toilet. That's like a tankless propane water heater. Should supply like endless hot water, which is super cool. And it's ran on propane, so no electricity. Just like I think a 9-volt battery for spark. I think we're gonna get out of here right now, head back up to the property. We're leaving here right now. Larry's gonna come up again to our property, and we are going to grade the pad that we are putting our apartment on. Then it'll be all ready for when we wanna dig footers and eventually start building.
I leave these guys alone for 2 seconds. What are you doing over here?
Barbecuing?
This is a barbecue?
Yeah, it's barbecue. What does it look like?
What are you gonna do with this trampoline?
I think we're gonna move it.
You're gonna move it?
Yeah.
All right, I think we're gonna have to get the new, I guess you would call it a tarp, the black part of it. We're gonna have to definitely get a new one. It's all stretched out from the snow that's been on it.
Well, we're gonna take this off and see if we need it.
And then you got Larry over here. He's giving his thirsty tractor a drink. Did you say there's a layer of ice underneath all this?
Yeah, right here. Heavy, heavy.
headed out for Nashville on the Hard Rock.
Ricky, how many eggs did we get today? 6! 6 eggs! Yay! Okay, go take them inside for me, please.
Tried to get the snow off the tarp, but it's like a big old iceberg. I ended up just cutting it, and we'll just buy a new one whenever we're ready to start jumping on it again. We just moved it out of the way so that Larry can do what he needs to do. And I'm ready to start this build. I don't know about you.
It is time.
I'm ready to cut some wood, nail some wood, and stand up some wood, flame some wood. You ready to flame some wood?
Sounds really woody.
It's about to be.
Larry's rock crawling. It is so muddy in there. I literally fell, Nick did as well, fell down to our knees and we were stuck. Nick's boot got stuck in there. We were trying to get out. It was like, it's just mush. It's so much mush. Oh man, we keep trying to get these big, huge tree branches out, and I feel like,
I got stuck.
yeah, so did I quite a few times, but you almost have to like step on the tree branch to get unstuck because the mud is just like sucking you in.
Yeah, I lost my boot. Well, that is going to be all the time we have for today's video, guys. I hope that you guys are enjoying this journey and are excited to come along and see us build this apartment, because we are definitely excited to get in it and build it and all the things that are going along with it. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already, and we will see you guys in a few days.